Alexander Cain wakes up every morning in a penthouse worth more than most people earn in 10 lifetimes. Yet the silence inside it feels louder every day. His life is an endless carousel of strategy meetings, shareholders breathing down his neck, and journalists hunting for any crack in his armor. He built Cain Enterprises from a shattered past, working through loneliness, pressure, and a father who treated affection like a myth. Now, the world sees him as unstoppable, untouchable, unbreakable. But Alexander knows the truth. He's exhausted, empty, invisible in his own life. After leaving a tense fundraising gala filled with artificial smiles and champagne that tastes like liquid expectations, Alexander does something impulsive. He walks. No car, no security, no assistant reminding him of his next obligation. He wanders into Brooklyn under the winter moonlight, letting the city swallow him. The further he walks, the lighter his chest feels, until a warm, golden glow catches his eye. A bookstore. Small, old, alive. He steps toward it, drawn like a moth to a flame he doesn't yet understand. The bell above the door jingles softly as Alexander enters the little store. The air smells like paper, dust, and a hint of cinnamon, warm, comforting, unlike anything in his sterile high-tech world. Then he sees her, Lila Monroe, balancing on a wooden ladder that has seen better days, humming as she sorts fragile, aging books. Sunlight pours through the window, softening her brown curls and turning her skin into something golden. She climbs down, misjudging the last step, and Alexander instinctively reaches out, catching a falling stack of books and almost her. Their eyes meet, hers wide with surprise, his stunned by something he hasn't felt in years. Softness, warmth, interest. They talk for a minute. Awkward, charming, unexpected. Lila's voice has a music to it, and her smile feels real. As he leaves, a strange ache fills Alexander's chest. Not pain, not sadness. Something he hasn't felt in years. A pull. When Lila asks his name, panic slices through him. If she knows, everything changes. She'll treat him differently, like everyone else does. So he blurts out the first version of the truth he can bear. Alex. Just Alex. A nobody. A man in jeans and a coat. Not a billionaire in $1,000 suits. Lila accepts the name without hesitation, without recognition, without expectation. It feels intoxicating. They talk about books, life in Brooklyn, her father's dream of building a community around stories. Alexander listens with a hunger he can't explain. When he buys a novel he probably won't read, he realizes he doesn't care about the book at all. He cares about returning. About her. That night, in his cold penthouse, he stares at the paperback and whispers, Alex, a name that feels like freedom. Days turn to weeks. Alex becomes a familiar presence, sitting by the window with a coffee, asking Lila questions that make her laugh, helping her reorganize shelves, listening to her stories about her father and the customers she's known for years. He learns the way she taps her finger when she's thinking, the way she bites her lip when she's frustrated, the way she lights up when she talks about saving to shop. He starts showing up earlier, staying longer, leaving later. One rainy afternoon, they sit by the window, watching droplets race down the glass. She tells him memories of childhood afternoons spent reading in her father's lap. For the first time in years, Alexander feels something heal quietly inside him. But every stolen moment is a reminder. The lie he told is growing roots, and the truth will break her heart and his. The warning comes in the form of a crisp envelope taped to Lila's door. Cain Enterprises property acquisition notice. Effective immediately. All tenants will vacate within 60 days. Lila's world shatters in the span of seconds. Her father's life's work, the place where she grew up, the last piece of him she still has. It's all on the chopping block. She storms inside, pacing, shaking, tears welling. This company, this monster, this billionaire thinks he can destroy everything. Alexander stands frozen. His pulse thunders. His breath catches. Because the monster she's describing is him. But he can't speak. He can't confess. So he silently pulls her into his arms as she breaks, holding her tightly while drowning in guilt so heavy he can barely stand. Despite the looming demolition, their connection deepens into something undeniably romantic. Alexander becomes her quiet protector, fixing shelves, surprising her with pastries, staying late to paint a wall she's been putting off. One evening, after a blackout sweeps through Brooklyn, they light candles and sit surrounded by glowing bookshelves. They read poetry aloud, their voices soft, their knees touching, hearts beating too close. When Lila falls asleep on his shoulder, Alexander doesn't move, not even a breath too deep. He memorizes the curve of her cheek, the softness of her breath, the warmth of her hand resting gently on his. And he realizes something terrifying. He loves her, not the way men with money often love, through gifts or power. He loves her simply, quietly, deeply, but the truth inside him feels like a weapon pointed at her heart. Little inconsistencies begin to show. Alex's seamless business knowledge, his expensive watch, the way strangers look at him with flickers of recognition. The car he tried to hide once, sleek and unmistakably rare. Lila's trust wavers, not from suspicion, but from fear that she is falling for someone she cannot truly see. Their kisses turn intense, urgent, as if both of them are trying to hold on to something that is slipping. Lila begins writing questions in the margins of her journal. Questions she doesn't dare ask him out loud. Who are you really, Alex? And why are you so afraid to tell me? The truth erupts like a bomb. A paparazzi camera catches Alexander leaving the bookstore. Within hours, the entire city knows. Alexander Cain, billionaire CEO, secretly visiting condemned Brooklyn shop he's preparing to demolish. Reporters swarm. Cameras flash. Lila watches the footage in horror. Alexander Cain, her Alex, the same man whose company is destroying her father's legacy. Her knees buckle. Her heart cracks clean down the middle. He arrives breathless, desperate to explain, but she steps back like he's fire. How much of this was real? Her voice breaks. He reaches for her hand. She pulls away. And the worst part? He knows he deserves it. Alexander's world spirals. The board blames him. The media savages him. Investors call him irresponsible. But none of it hurts the way Lila's silence does. She throws herself into saving the bookstore, organizing rallies, speaking to the press, leaving flyers in cafes. Alexander stands in the shadows, watching, protecting from afar, unable to help. When they finally cross paths at a heated city council hearing, the tension is palpable. Lila tries not to look at him. Alexander can't look anywhere else. Where her voice shakes as she describes what the bookstore means to her, he feels the weight of every lie he ever told. He wants to fix everything, but he knows the only fix she'll accept is the one that costs him everything. Alexander takes the stand before his board, shareholders, and the world, and does the unthinkable. He cancels the entire project, resigns as CEO, walks away from billions, power, and influence, all for one woman. He chooses truth. He chooses love. He chooses Lila. Later that night, beneath the silver glow of Fifth Avenue's lights, he finds her. No suit, no entourage, no walls, just Alex. He tells her he doesn't expect forgiveness. He only wanted to show her he could be the man she believed he was, the man she made him want to become. Lila steps closer, tears in her eyes. How dare you make me fall in love with you, and then do something like that? He barely whispers, because I loved you first. Under the shimmering New York lights, she pulls him into her arms. Finally, softly, completely, and for the first time in his life, Alexander Cain feels like he is exactly where he belongs. Before you go, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more original romantic stories like this one. Thank you for being part of the journey.